Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Accommodation Show. This is an episode you do not want to miss because we're giving you the first day of the challenge, which is the Revenue Management Challenge 101. Basically, we're teaching you the fundamentals of revenue management and how you can apply this to your business. It doesn't matter if you're a short-term rental owner or if you're in a hotel, there are some rules and fundamentals which will apply for you. Now, the best part of it all is that I am joined by the amazing Richie, who's one of the co-founders of Pricelabs. He's put together the challenges for each of the days, so for the 5 days. Now, folks, I really recommend that you follow along. If you want to get involved in the future days of the challenge, then follow the links in the comments below. The content will be available in the future, so we'll change those links so you will be able to get access to it further down the track. Now, without further ado, Richie, over to you.
Welcome to the Revenue Management 101 5-Day Challenge. My name is Richie and I'm a co-founder at Pricelabs. We are a dynamic pricing and market data platform for short-term rentals. I'm excited to be with you for the next 5 days. We're going to discuss some pricing fundamentals to help you understand how to price your properties better. Together, we're going to do some tasks, learn a lot of things, and hopefully have fun in the process. Hello, welcome to day 1. Today's topic is historical data analysis and basic KPIs. Basic KPIs stand for key performance indicators or key metrics. We're going to discover 3 key metrics today, which are commonly used in revenue management. We're also going to talk about the assignment, which is around these KPIs and your historical data analysis. Coming to KPIs, like I said, we're going to talk about 3 KPIs: ADR, occupancy, and RevPAR. ADR stands for average daily rate, which is think of it as if you get a reservation, total reservation rental amount divided by the number of days someone stayed for. That is what's going to give you an average daily rate. Next is occupancy. Occupancy helps you understand how booked you are. You're probably very familiar with this, right? Which is the number of nights booked divided by total available nights. That's going to give you your occupancy percentage. And then RevPAR. RevPAR is a very, very powerful metric that we discovered later today when we meet for debrief of today. But we're going to discover RevPAR. RevPAR is a multiplication of ADR and occupancy. We're going to talk about why RevPAR is such a useful metric. So to summarize, 3 key metrics: ADR, average daily rate; occupancy, which is a division of the number of booked nights divided by total available nights; and then RevPAR, which is a multiplication of your ADR and occupancy. So now that we understand the KPIs, let's talk about the assignment for today. Firstly, you would have received a link to Excel that we have prepared for you. What you're going to do is get into this Excel, click into File, make a copy, and then save it with your own name so that you can use it throughout, right? So again, get into File, make a copy, and save it with your own name. After that, for today, for day 1, like we explored the 3 metrics, ADR, occupancy, and RevPAR, that is exactly what we're going to get into. We're going to look at our own ADRs, our occupancies, and our RevPARs. Now, in order to get into your own KPIs, the first thing that you need to do is to have access to your reservation data. If you have access to your own reservation data and already understand these ADRs, occupancy, and RevPAR metrics, what I would say is go in and fill in the yellow color boxes for ADR and occupancy. If you're not familiar with how to get to your reservation data or how to calculate these metrics, look further. If you're an Airbnb host, go to your Airbnb host homepage, go to all reservations. It will allow you to select a time period and download all your reservation data from there. Or maybe you already have access to that reservation data somewhere else. If you don't have data already, I have prepared a dummy data sheet here, which you can also use. So you can find dummy data going all the way back to 2021 that I have prepared here for you. So I moved myself over to right side so that you could see the rest of the Excel. But before we move ahead, one of the first things that I want to say is in this Excel, if you see a yellow colored cell, that's where you can make inputs. And if you see a gray colored cell, that's where it will get automatically calculated. So we're going to fill in the yellow colored cell. I'm going to talk a little bit about how do you take your reservation data and convert it into these monthly numbers. If you already know how to use Excel or an advanced user, you may not need to see this next piece. So as I said, we're going to calculate ADRs, and I'm going to jump into my computer here next on the next screen. I'm going to look at for the month of Jan. I have these two reservations, so I'm going to calculate those reservations. I'm going to look at some of the reservation amounts. So I have 31676 as reservation amount, which is my revenue that I got. And then number of days of stay that I had was Jan 3 to Jan 6, which is 3 days stay. And I had a Jan 18 to Jan 15 stay. So I had 6 days stays overall with 3176 as total revenue. My average daily rate is 3176 divided by 6, which is my 529. I'm going to do the same exercise to figure out my average daily rate for the remaining months, and I'm going to populate that in this sheet. So I've calculated Jan 2021 was 529. I'm just going to use that. Come back here and enter 529. Have a reservation that spans across months. You take the total book nights across months and use that to calculate your ADR. But since we're trying to gather concepts and understand concepts, it's fine to not look at months that have like for months where you have reservation going on both dates. It's fine to just consider it in 1 month and just consider the dates for that month for simplicity. Hopefully that makes sense. Very similarly, we are going to calculate occupancy rate. Now for occupancy rate, we know Jan has 31 dates and we had 6 days of reservation. So our occupancy date is 6 divided by 31, which was in terms of percentage, it is 19.35%. And I'm going to also come in and enter my percentage, which is 19.35%. What you'd see is slowly this graph will start to build up, and this will, but what you'd also see is this RevPAR number, and we'll discover this RevPAR number and talk about it later today. But as you're doing this exercise, maybe if 2021 seems like a lot to do, just do the 2022s and 2023s. Particularly take note of how your September, October, November, December is faring relative to the rest of the year, and how did it fare relative to 2022. Do this exercise and we will meet later today to chat more.